on and around our high commissions and our assistant high commissions, and also expressed our concern for the well-being of minorities. The Bangladeshis apparently have summoned our high commissioner to complain about the protests in India. I think there is a difference between the two kinds of protests, but this kind of diplomatic tit for tat is not something that should worry us unduly.
We condemn such incidents.
देखिए, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया को सख्त एक्शन लेना चाहिए, क्योंकि बांग्लादेश भारत विरोध का अड्डा बन रहा है और समय रहते हुए अगर इसको नहीं रोका गया तो आने वाले दिनों में ये बहुत परेशानी पैदा करेगा और वहाँ के जो हिंदू लोग हैं उनकी सुरक्षा के लिए हमें सख्ती के साथ बात करनी चाहिए.
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
All right, CNN News 18's Kamalika Sen Gupta is joining us on this story. Kamalika, very good morning to you. Tarique Rahman is returning to Bangladesh today. What we can expect, of course, we know that elections are slated to take place next year in February. Do you see his return to the country will have any impact for the BNP?
Very good morning and welcome. You're watching CNN News 18 with me, Hem Korsara, and here's a look at all that we're tracking for you this morning. Let's get started. Mega CNN News 18 Impact Center extends Aravalli shield. Orders complete. Ban on new mining leases. Yunus government bows down to radicals. Now Bangladesh Deputy Home Minister quits. Bangladesh's rising extremist violence targets minorities. Now explosion kills one near a church. Ahead of Bangladesh elections, Khalida Zia's heir Tarique Rahman set to end exile, return to Dhaka after 17 years. 9 killed after passenger bus collides with a lorry, engulfs in fire in Karnataka's Chitradurga. Prime Minister announces ex gratia of 2 lakh rupees. 9 killed as a bus swerves to the opposite side, collides with 2 vehicles on the Chennai National Highway in Tamil Nadu. All right, our top focus this morning, radical pressure shakes Yunus's interim government. The Yunus-led interim government is facing growing instability as another high-profile resignation deepens perceptions of a drift at the top. The exit of State Minister for Home Affairs, Khuda Bakhsh Chaudhary, widely viewed as a concession to mounting radical pressure, has further intensified questions over the regime's authority, its resilience and ability to govern amid escalating demands. Now, this is the latest that we're getting right now. Further divisions at the top in the Yunus-led interim government. Yunus-led interim government, as you know, has been facing growing instability. Another high-profile resignation. It has further deepened this perception as well. The exit of State Minister for Home Affairs, Khuda Bakhsh Chaudhary, is widely being viewed as a concession for the mounting radical pressure. It's further also intensified questions over Yunus regime's authority, its resilience and its ability to govern amid escalating demands. As you know, Bangladesh has seen days and months of chaos under the UNIS-led interim government. We've been seeing India and Bangladesh relationship also plummet to new lows. For more on this, we have Siddhant Mishra live with us. Siddhant, thank you so much for joining us. Of course, another high-profile exit. It's further deepened perception that perhaps the UNIS-led interim government is clearly not able to handle the pressure and the demands. Siddhant, I hope you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you now. So definitely, this is a big development as the groups like Inqilab Mancha and July Alliance and various other groups have been demanding the resignation of the Home Advisor in the interim government because they have been blaming the interim government for the killing of Usman Hadi and shooter or one of the shooter of the Hadi is still not been arrested. So, in fact, 2 days back, the ultimatum was also given by Inqilab Mancha to the interim government, things like that. But now we're getting to know that instead of making the Home Advisor resign, now we're getting to know that Minister of State for Home Affairs has submitted his resignation. His name is Khuda Baksh. And he is a special assistant, chief advisor's special assistant for home-related home-related matters. And so definitely, as we were discussing before, that how UNIS government's decision are either to favor the radical groups or well in line with their demands. And perhaps once again, it is proven with this high-profile resignation taking place in Bangladesh.
Right, Siddhant, of course, we will discuss that further. Do stay on with us. We're getting another big development here. Tarique Rahman, the eldest son of Bangladesh's former President Ziaur Rahman and former Prime Minister Khalida Zia, is returning to the country after nearly 17 years in self-imposed exile. Images of him departing from Dhaka from London's Heathrow Airport with his wife Zubeda Rahman and daughter Zaima Rahman have gone viral on social media, with his Bangladesh Nationalist Party preparing for what they call an unprecedented gathering of more than 5 million people in the capital to welcome them. So this is the other big development that we are getting from Bangladesh. Also, let's just go back to Siddhant Mishra still with us. Now, Siddhant, this is a huge development. Also, how do you assess this in light of all that we're seeing right now, especially in light of all the growing pressure and questions over UNIS-led interim government and also questions over the elections in Bangladesh, which are expected in February?
Well, yes. This particular development is very, very significant for the politics of Bangladesh. In fact, Tarique Rahman has been living in exile from last 17 years. He even couldn't return to Bangladesh to see his mother all this while. This is for the first time he'll be returning to Bangladesh after 17 years. In fact, the BNP cadre has done arrangements for his grand welcome at the Dhaka airport. After landing, he will be going to a reception venue where the BNP supporters and members will welcome him. After which he will be going to visit his mother at the hospital. And tomorrow it's going to be an important day for Tarique Rahman, as tomorrow is a day of Jummah prayers. So he will be attending prayers at one of the mosques, after which he will be going to the Election Commission to get himself enrolled as the voter of Bangladesh. He will also be visiting the grave of Usman Hadi to pay him tribute. So this is how the itinerary of Tarique Rahman looks like at right now. In fact, yesterday there was a press conference also which BNP did to release the 3-day program of Tarique Rahman. Now, Tarique Rahman is one of the important players in the politics of Bangladesh. Perhaps he has become one of the important players, as BNP is the largest party in Bangladesh after Awami League, and he has been projected as the prime ministerial face by his party.
All right, Siddhant, do stay on with us. More information that's coming in. Sources tell CNN News 18 that Tarique Rahman's return is being seen as a clear signal that Bangladesh is moving towards national elections, likely in February. Exactly what me and Siddhant were just discussing. He is expected to take direct charge of the BNP's election campaign, marking his most significant political move in over a decade. According to party sources, BNP cadre have been instructed to mobilize across the country with a special focus on Dhaka, Chattogram, the region considered BNP strongholds and crucial for voter turnout as well. As we were just discussing earlier, they are also planning an unprecedented turnout of some 5 million people in the capital. Siddhant, let me come back to you on that. Exactly what you were saying right now, Siddhant, also a clear signal, they are calling it, of the elections which are expected in February. Now, with this move, how strongly do you think the BNP is going to be able to position itself in these upcoming elections?
Well, definitely, BMP would like to encash this return of Tarique Rahman, and perhaps it is an opportunity for them also to display their strength, not only in Dhaka, but in their strongholds like Chittagong, Sylhet, and in fact, the call for a nationwide mobilization has been given by BNP leaders, and there's going to be the grand welcome of Tarique Rahman. And he will also be, he is likely to meet Chief Advisor Mohammad Yunus as well. Now, this return is taking place at a time when situation remains fluid in Bangladesh. BNP, Tarique Rahman's biggest opponent, Sheikh Hasina Awami League, will not be contesting the election so far. There is enough vacuum for BNP perhaps to spread its wings and to build cadre and also to encash the killing of Usman Hadi. Now there is this new race which has started in Bangladesh. All political parties, whether it's Jamaat Islami, NCP, BNP, they all are in a race to encash the killing of Usman Hadi. Every day, one or the other leader from these parties come up with a statement on Usman Hadi. Some are demanding memorials, some demanded state honors, some want name change, etc., etc. So definitely BNP will also be taking up this issue with the interim government. In fact, yesterday we did manage to speak to a senior BNP leader, and he told us that that BNP condemns attack on the media houses and journalists, but they also demand justice for Usman Hadi.
Right. Well, Siddhant, do stay on with us. More information that's just coming in. Crackdown on illegal Bangladeshi migrants. As many as 2,200 Bangladeshis have been deported alone from the national capital in 2025. Following the MHA's strict directions, this is the highest in recent years and a result of an intensive drive against illegal immigrants. While 2024 saw only 14 Bangladeshis deportation, only 5 were sent back in 2023 and about 50 were given to understand in 2022. So here we're seeing an intensified crackdown on illegal immigrants. In the year 2025, the number we're given to understand is 2,200. Back in 2024, it was at 14. And about 50 is what we're learning in the previous years. Let me just bring you the exact numbers here. 50 in 2022 and about 5 in 2023. For more on this, we have Anvit live with us. Anvit, a big development coming here also in light of what we're seeing happening in the past few days, As many as 2,200 Bangladeshis have been deported alone from the national capital this year. What can you tell us?
Yes, and the number is really high. Close to 2,200 Bangladeshis, were living illegally in India were deported only this year, just from Delhi. The overall number from India is much higher, and this is all done after MHA's strict directions to all the departments and the law enforcement that this needs to be done from identification to taking them to the concerned authorities, getting their papers checked, and then finally deporting. So 2,000 have been deported. There are many more who have been detained, who have been illegally living living, and there's certain threats. They have been, many of them had procured fake Indian documents, and their documents had to be checked. Many of them also, we are being told that sometimes indulge into illegal activities. So these are ghost residents who have been living in India on on fake documents, fake Indian documents, and they have now been they had been detained a short while ago, and at least 2,000 of them only this year, only from Delhi, have been deported. Now, starting from 2025, they were 2,200, but previously numbers have been really low. Like last year, it was 14, then 5, then 15, 2022. So a significant rise there. Also, the process in itself is so lengthy that Delhi police starts identifying them, checking their paper, then they are produced to the FRRO. Then Bureau of Immigration takes efforts to doing the paperwork, and then taking them to the detention centers, and then from there they are sent to, once the paperwork is completed and the formalities are done, then they are sent to the bordering district and then handed over to the border security force that is there, and then they are sent back to Bangladesh. So the process is quite lengthy, and that has been completed. At least 2,200 Bangladeshis, we are being told, only in 2025 from Delhi have been sent back, and the exercise continues as the MHA has clear directions that this needs to be continued.
All right, Anvi, thank you so much for bringing us the latest on that. Well, let's shift our focus now. We'll continue to bring you all developments on that front. We're shifting our focus now. Now, former advisor to Imran Khan, Shehzad Akbar, attacked in the UK after giving a speech against Asim Munir. This is the latest that we are learning. Former advisor to Imran Khan, Shehzad Akbar, was attacked in UK after giving a speech against Asim Munir. This is the latest that we are getting right now. Field Marshal Asim Munir, apparently he gave a speech against him, and we're given to understand that he was attacked after this very speech in UK. He is, if you remember, a former advisor to Imran Khan as well. So this is the latest that we're learning right now. Dissent clearly being attacked here. We're Imran's advisor there attacked in the UK. For more on this, we have with us Akanksha Sarup. Akanksha, thank you so much for joining me. Good morning. If you could just spell out for our viewers what exactly transpired here and what implications this will have going forward.
Right. A very good morning to you, Haim, and all our viewers. And these are extremely shocking visuals in the latest that we can access. We can see that Mr. Barrister Shehzad Akbar is in fact making that address in the speech. But what is extremely unsettling him is that he was brutally attacked. He was left in a pool of blood with a broken nose, jaw, and broken ribs. He is in fact in a critical condition, as sources are indicating. But what's even more deeply unsettling is that if there's anybody who's willing to raise a voice against the draconian military establishment in Pakistan under Asim Munir, is being so heinously attacked, and that is exactly what's happened. This is an incident which has not happened on Pakistani soil. It's something that has taken place on international soil. You're looking at the UK, where this man has borne the brunt of such a heinous attack. Why? Because Barrister Shehzad Akbar's speech was focused on Pakistan Army Chief General Asim Munir. He was attacking his draconian regime and how Imran Khan has been placed in a solitary confinement for over 20 days. We all know how Pakistan Tarique Rahman, including the sisters of Imran Khan, his family members, have been peacefully protesting outside the Adiala jail. They've been demanding his release. And more importantly, all of these pro-Imran Khan voices are now taking the message forward, appealing to, say, governments abroad, not just in the U.S. We've seen how in the U.S. House of Representatives, committees have been taking this forward. In fact, the UN Special Rapporteur for Human Rights also had a word of caution for the Pakistan military establishment just days ago. There was a statement issued by her calling out this solitary confinement. And so why Barrister Shehzad Akbar was also delivering this speech was to also galvanize support for Imran Khan on foreign soil. Now, look at the plight of the Pakistanis. They currently feel extremely helpless. because there's been this massive crackdown after the 27th Amendment was brought in, and there's been this sweeping power consolidation by Asim Munir. And if Pakistanis are going to feel unsafe, not just in their own country, but on foreign soil, it's a question that is to be raised to foreign governments in terms of what protection are they able to provide to the diaspora communities on their soil.
Right, absolutely. Akanksha, thank you so much for bringing us more on this and for your analysis also. Of course, we'll continue to keep a track on everything that happens on this front as well. With that, we're going to slip into a very short break, but don't go anywhere. News and updates will continue on the other side on CNN News 18 with me, Hem Kaur. Stay tuned.
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
All right, CNN News 18's Kamalika Sen-Gupta is joining us on this story. Kamalika, very good morning to you. Tarique Rahman is returning to Bangladesh today. What we can expect, of course, we know that elections are slated to take place next year in February. Do you see his return to the country will have any impact for the BNP?
No, obviously for the BNP it's going to have a huge effect, because after a long time he is returning and he is the successor of Khalida Zia. That's clear, and also the main leader of BNP. He will be arriving today in the morning in Dhaka. From there, in 300 feet, this place, there's going to be a grand, huge, historic felicitation. That's what they are saying. After that, he'll go to the Evercare Hospital, where Khalida Zia is now there, where Khalida Zia is right now under medical care. After that, on 26th December, he is going to meet the president of Bangladesh, Ziaur Rahman, and then on the same day, he is going to go for that, see the National Memorial, the Shahid Sriti Shaudho, and all these things. And he will also go to see the graveyard of Ziaur Rahman. Sorry, he will not meet, but he will go to see the graveyard. That's a mistake. On 27 December, he will also go to the graveyard of Usman Hadi. This is something very significant. And he will also try to find out and talk to the people who has lost their life, the family who has lost their life in this July revolt, as what they say. So clearly, after reaching Dhaka, he will be starting the political work. But at the same time, the most important thing is huge security has been deployed in every place, because Tarique Rahman is the BNP's main face, and with present situation in Bangladesh, which is very vulnerable, and there is a group which does not want election, and BNP wants election. That's what they are saying. So we'll have to really see what type of security arrangements are actually there and what happens thereafter.
That's right. So after 17 years, Tarique Rahman is making a comeback in Bangladesh. And of course, as Kamalika was highlighting, that there is going to be a huge celebration for the BNP there in the country. Thank you so much, Kamalika, meanwhile, for putting this story into perspective. Now, listen to more reactions over this story.
You know, they've summoned our High Commissioner also. These things happen back and forth. It's a way of conveying a certain attitude. We have conveyed our concerns about the attacks on and around our High Commissions and our Assistant High Commissions, and also expressed our concern for the well-being of minorities. The Bangladeshis apparently have summoned our High Commissioner to complain about the protests in India. I think there is a difference between the two kinds of protests, but this kind of diplomatic tit for tat is not something that should worry us unduly.
We condemn such incidents.
देखिए, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया को सख्त एक्शन लेना चाहिए, क्योंकि बांग्लादेश भारत विरोध का अड्डा बन रहा है, और समय रहते हुए अगर इसको नहीं रोका गया तो आने वाले दिनों में ये बहुत परेशानी पैदा करेगा, और वहाँ के जो हिंदू लोग हैं उनकी सुरक्षा के लिए हमें सख्ती के साथ बात करनी चाहिए।
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
All right, CNN News 18's Kamalika Sen-Gupta is joining us on this story. Kamalika, very good morning to you. Tarique Rahman is returning to Bangladesh today. What we can expect, of course, we know that elections are slated to take place next year in February. Do you see his return to the country will have any impact for the BNP?
Well, obviously, for the BNP, it's going to have a huge effect because after a long time, he's returning. And he is the successor of Khalida Zia. That's clear, and also the main leader of BNP. He will be arriving today in the morning in Dhaka. From there, in 300 feet, this place, there's going to be a grand, huge, historic felicitation. That's what they are saying. After that, he'll go to the Evercare Hospital, where Khalida Zia is now there, where Khalida Zia is right now under medical care. After that, on 26 December, he is going to meet the president of Bangladesh, Ziaur Rahman, and then on the same day, he is going to go for that, see the National Memorial, the Shahid Smriti Shaudho, and all these things. And he will also go to see the graveyard of Ziaur Rahman. Sorry, he will not meet, but he will go to see the graveyard. That's a mistake. On 27 December, he will also go to the graveyard of Usman Hadi. This is something very significant. And he will also try to find out and talk to the people who has lost their life, the family who has lost their life in this July.
Welcome back to CNN News 18 with me, Hem Kaur Saroya. Now, here's the latest that we are getting for you. Prime Minister Narendra Modi paying tribute to Atal Bihari Vajpayee here. Now, they are marking the 100th birth anniversary of former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee today. Today is the 25th of December, with a series of cultural programs which have been organized. There are a lot of cultural programs which have been organized here on this occasion. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will also unveil a bronze statue of three leaders linked to the Jansangh tradition, Atal Bihari Vajpayee and others, at the newly developed Rashtriya Prerna Sthal. For more on this, we have Payal Mehta live with us. Payal, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Of course, here it's a significant day today. What can you tell us of all the programs which have been scheduled for the day? It's a big day, of course, for also the Rashtriya Prerna Sthal.
Yes, it's a very, very important day in the life and the times of any BJP or any Jansangh Karyakarta, given the fact that Atal Bihari Vajpayee was the most towering figure of, of this entire series that, the BJP and the Jansangh can really speak about. His leadership, his prime ministership is something that they really, really swear by. And that is a very, very special occasion because this is the 100th year celebration of his birth anniversary. And special programs that you have been mentioning have been lined up as well. The Prime Minister, in fact, will be visiting his Karya Kshetra in Lucknow, this afternoon. Of course, at 11 o'clock in the morning, the closing ceremony of the Sansad Khel Mahotsav will take place. The Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be addressing virtually as well. There is, of course, a prayer ceremony which is taking place at the Prerna Sthal. You can see various leaders on your frame. You can see Prime Minister Narendra Modi. You can see the Delhi BJP chief, Virendra Sachdeva. And they are all waiting, for the dignitaries to really arrive as well. So it's a big somber occasion as far as these leaders are really concerned, because there is no comparison any leader can actually match with the aura that Atal Bihari Vajpayee had, the kind of leadership that he displayed. And at a time that, he also was very, very popular among the opposition. He was somebody that the opposition also said was a trademark way in which, the position and the opposition both can work together as well. His foreign policy, the way he communicated with people, that is something which everybody speaks about. Not to forget that Atal Bihari Vajpayee was also known for his great poetry. And that is something which you can see. You can also see former Vice President of India, Venkaiah Naidu, who has worked with Atal Bihari Vajpayee during his times, has been the Rural Development Minister during his government. He also can be seen over here, and this grand celebration takes place. Yesterday there was a Deep Utsav which was celebrated at the BJP headquarters, where BJP's National President, Mr. JP Nadda, graced the occasion as well. So, a big occasion today, given the fact that Atal Bihari Vajpayee is a towering figure that the BJP can never forget. And ever since Prime Minister Narendra Modi came to power here in the centre, his birth anniversary is being celebrated as a good governance day, and that is one thing which continues.
Absolutely. Now, of course, Payal, they're also saying that this 100th birth anniversary is being observed to connect people with values of nationalism, culture and public service. These are some of the core elements of this entire celebration and the cultural programs which have been organized for the course of the day also. How do you assess the significance of these in today's landscape?
Well, Prime Minister Narendra Modi says that Atal Bihari Vajpayee always stood for good governance, always stood for the welfare of the people. And that is the reason the Modi government observes this day as a good governance day. And that is something which is going to be remembered. So year after year, there are many programs that they do in terms of showing that governance is going to be a key. Today is one such occasion as well. Atal Bihari Vajpayee stood for nationalism, stood for values that the Jansan carried from their times to, of course, now where you see the RSS, the BJP government over here. So obviously that is something which is extremely special as far as the BJP is concerned. And who can forget the contribution of Atal Bihari Vajpayee? He had tough days, both as a politician and, of course, had a plagued health, over a period of time before he left this world as well. So everybody, whether, they're big or small leaders, draw inspiration from Atal Bihari Vajpayee. The Prime Minister, of course, there. Welcoming Rashtrapati Draupadi Murmu, who's come to pay her tribute to the late former Prime Minister.
Right, Payal, and also a major, of course, program for the Good Governance Day is going to be the unveiling of that bronze statue of the three senior leaders. If you could talk to us about that. All right, so this is the latest that we're getting right now. There you can see the visuals on your screens right now. Draupadi Murmu there on your screens. We also saw Prime Minister Narendra Modi just moments ago here. Now the government is marking the 100th birth anniversary of former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee today, the 25th of December, also known as Good Governance Day. It is celebrated as Good Governance Day in India, and of course this is a tradition which was established, and on this occasion Prime Minister will be unveiling a 65-foot bronze statue of three senior leaders linked to the Jansang tradition also. There are various cultural programs which have been planned across the state through the course of the day as well, and we'll continue to bring you all the visuals from that. We're talking about Atal Bihari Vajpayee's timeless legacy is what we're focusing on right now. For more on this, we also have with us Arun Dhanta. Thank you so much for joining me, Arun. Good morning. Now, of course, we're getting these live visuals right now. What can you tell us? Lots of programs, of course, planned for the day.
Well, that's right. Prime Minister Modi is starting his day with a visit to Sadaiv Atal at Rajghat, and of course he'll be paying his respect to Atal Bihari Vajpayee.
All right, just a second, Arun, if I could just, pardon my interruption there. There we have Prime Minister Narendra Modi there also. There you can see the Indian Prime Minister. These are the visuals, live visuals that we're getting right now. Let's just quickly go across to Arun back again. Sorry for that interruption, Arun. We were just getting the live visuals of Prime Minister Narendra Modi also. Please continue.
Well, that's right, Steve. It's Atal Bihari Vajpayee's birth anniversary, 101 birth anniversary, and remember that one of the tallest leaders of Bharatiya Janata Party. He was somebody who formed BJP, and in fact today it can be seen that Prime Minister Modi is there at Sadaiv Atal, a place which is dedicated to Atal Bihari Vajpayee, 3 times former Prime Minister of the country. And we've seen that Prime Minister Modi has been speaking about the influence that Atal Bihari Vajpayee has had in his life. And we all know the stature of Atal Bihari Vajpayee, the kind of respect that he commended. In fact, those famous parliament speeches are still being seen by people on social media, And he was somebody who's respected all across the party lines, even during that famous speech that he made inside the parliament when his government fell short of the majority mark. That also is something which was appreciated by everyone. And today is the birth anniversary of Atal Bihari Vajpayee, and therefore we are seeing that the Prime Minister Modi is there at Sadaiv Atal, a place which is dedicated to Atal Bihari Vajpayee, and we'll of course be seeing various other dignitaries during the day paying their respects to Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Remember that two of the stalwarts of the BJP who formed the BJP, Lal Krishna Advani and Atal Bihari Vajpayee, and also Atal Bihari Vajpayee was the first president of Bharatiya Janata Party. We know what he has done for the country, that nuclear tests that he has done in Pokhran, and that too at that point in time when United States had immense pressure on India, and he's somebody who in fact had been Prime Minister of the country thrice, starting from 1996 for 13 days, and then for 1.5 years, and then finally in 1999 for 5 years. So he's a very, very revered figure for the BJP, and today Prime Minister Modi, after paying his respect at Sadaiv Atal, he will be going for that big program in Lucknow, where a statue of Atal Bihari Vajpayee will be inaugurated, launched by Prime Minister Modi, and of course the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh will also be present in there. So that is also going to be a big, big program. We are also given to understand that the statues of Shyama Prasad Mukherjee, Deen Dayal Upadhyay, the founder of Jan Sangh, and of course after that BJP was formed earlier, it was Jan Sangh there. So these two people are also the founders of Jan Sangh, and they will also have their statues there in Lucknow, which has been planned today, and Prime Minister Modi, of course, will be there. So he, of course, will have lots of programs today related to Atal Bihari Vajpayee during the day.
All right, Arun, thank you so much for bringing us the latest on this. Now, CNN News 18's Aman Sharma also spoke to former media advisor to Atal Bihari Vajpayee, Ashok Tandon, who's made big revelations to CNN News 18 about his new book. Listen to this.
1999 में जब सरकार गिरी, एक वोट से सरकार गिरी, उसके बाद भी आपने ये बात अपनी किताब में लिखा है कि एक बात होने लगी कैंप में कि शायद किसी और को नेता चुना जाए, पर ममता बनर्जी और कई और नेताओं ने इसके बारे में बिल्कुल कहा कि वाजपेयी जी हैं तभी तक एनडीए है। ये तो बहुत ही बड़ी बात तो आप लिख रहे हैं इस बार भी।
बिल्कुल, और ये बात शायद पहली बार बाहर आ रही है
जी,
क्योंकि उस समय एक वोट से जब सरकार गिर गई तो विपक्ष की ओर से भी प्रयास हो रहे थे नई सरकार बनाने के, और उसमें अड़चनें भी आ रही थी, हम सब जानते ही हैं। तो ऐसे में एक मूव चला था, और मैंने लिखा भी है कि ये किसके द्वारा चला ये हम लोग नहीं जान पाए, लेकिन ये चला था कि अगर जो थर्ड फ्रंट है वो देवेगौड़ा की बजाय आई के गुजराल को प्रधानमंत्री बना सकते हैं, देवेगौड़ा रिज़ाइन करते हैं और उसी के बाद गुजराल जाकर राष्ट्रपति को दोबारा से सरकार बनाने का दावा करते हैं, तो क्या ये एनडीए में नहीं हो सकता कि हम वाजपेयी की बजाय किसी और को नेता चुनकर दोबारा से दावा ठोकें? जब ये मूव चला, और इसको पहली बात स्वाभाविक है कि घटकों में इसकी चर्चा होनी चाहिए थी, तो जब एनडीए के घटकों में ये बात चली तो ममता बनर्जी ने, वाइको ने इसका विरोध किया, और खुलकर विरोध किया और घोर विरोध किया। आज ये दोनों नेता राजनीति में सक्रिय हैं, अगर इसको किसी ने खंडन करना है तो उनसे पूछ भी सकता है। और ममता बनर्जी ने तो खुलकर कहा कि नो वाजपेयी नो एनडीए, नो वाजपेयी नो एनडीए गवर्नमेंट। वाइको ने भी उतनी ही जोरदार आवाज़ में इसका विरोध किया, और नवीन पटनायक भी उस समय एनडीए में थे, उन्होंने भी कहा कि वाजपेयी के बिना हम किसी और के नेतृत्व में सरकार बनाने की सोच भी नहीं सकते। तो इसलिए मैंने उसका प्रकरण का जिक्र किया कि घटक दल में भी ऐसे लोग थे जो अटल जी के नेतृत्व के बारे में इतना ज़्यादा गंभीरता से सोचते थे, तो ये भी उनके व्यक्तित्व और उनके नेतृत्व के बारे में एक बहुत महत्वपूर्ण बात है।
All right, let's shift our focus now to horrific bus accidents have taken place in Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. Within 24 hours, in Karnataka's Chitradurga district, a private bus caught fire near Hiriyur after colliding with a container. These are the visuals of that. At least 8 passengers were given to understand were charred to death, while over 20 others have sustained severe injuries and burns. Rescue teams are on the site. Many of the injured remain in critical condition. In Tamil Nadu, then, a government-run bus suffered a tyre burst on the Chennai highway near Elavur, jumped the median and then crashed head-on into 2 cars coming from the opposite side. 9 people were killed instantly and at least 10 were given to understand are in critical condition right now as well. Authorities in both states are investigating the causes as families mourn the devastating loss of lives here. So this is the latest that we're getting right now. 2 severe accidents that have been reported from Karnataka as well as Tamil Nadu. Horrific bus accidents, both of these. These are the live visuals. That from Karnataka, the Chitradurga district there. You can see this bus colliding with a container. It's completely... the flames completely engulfing the bus there, as well as these visuals that we're getting right now from Tamil Nadu. Also, these 2 accidents have happened in the last 2 hours. Let me take you through what exactly happened here. In Karnataka's Chitradurga district, this private bus had caught fire near Hiriyur after colliding with a container vehicle. We're given to understand at least 8 passengers were charred to death in that particular incident. And then, of course, also horrific visuals coming in from Tamil Nadu. A government-run bus suffered a tyre burst on a highway. Now, for more on this, we have Afreen with us. Afreen, thank you so much for joining me on the broadcast this morning. 2 horrific accidents that we're learning of. Afreen, what can you tell us about what really happened here?
Absolutely horrifying visuals, Haim. You can see that a bus caught fire in Karnataka's Hiriyur in Chitradurga district. From what eyewitnesses and the passengers that have survived the accident tell us is that a container lorry was traveling at a very high speed. It jumped through the divider from the opposite side, went and directly hit the bus near the diesel tank, after which the bus caught fire and the bus was engulfed in flames. Many of the passengers could not escape. At least 8 people have been confirmed dead, many of them injured, at least 20 of them injured and admitted to different hospitals in the local areas. This is what we are getting to know. The bus driver, conductor has survived the incident, and the bus driver says that he was driving at a speed of 60 to 70 kilometers per hour. He says that the container lorry, which was traveling from the opposite side, was speeding and came and hit the bus. He tried to move the bus around, he tried to deflect, but could not do anything to save the passengers who have died in the incident. From what we know, at least 8 people are confirmed dead, charred to death as of now.
All right, Afreen, thank you so much for bringing us the latest on that. Of course, we'll continue to discuss exactly what has happened here. Now, as we were mentioning, this Chennai highway accident, also the visuals of which are these. Now, we're given to understand that this particular bus jumped the median. It crashed head-on into 2 cars. 9 people were given to understand were killed instantly, and there are about 10 others which were also injured. It's these visuals right now that we're getting right now. 10 others were injured. Authorities in both states are investigating the causes as families mourn the devastating loss of lives here. For more on this, we have Purnima Murli live with us. Purnima, thank you so much for joining me this morning. What can you tell us? What happened here?
Well, the incident took place at around 7:30 p.m. on the Chennai-Kochi National Highway, when a government truck jumped the median after the tire burst, and it ran into the opposite lane and crashed into 2 cars. So 9 of them, especially those passengers who were traveling another bus have been treated at the government hospital. So because of the tire burst, this accident took place is what prima facie investigation reveals. At the moment, 9 dead, 10 more injured.
All right, Purnima, thank you so much for bringing us the latest on this, as well as Afreen. We are going to bring you all the developments on that front. Let's shift our focus for now. Union Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw recently thanked Rahul Gandhi for acknowledging the success of the Make in India program, highlighting Foxconn's significant role in creating jobs in India. This comes after Rahul Gandhi praised Karnataka's ecosystem for Foxconn's new iPhone assembly unit, which has hired around 30,000 employees, mostly women, within 8 to 9 months. The facility located here near Bengaluru is Foxconn's largest manufacturing unit in India, with a production floor spanning 250,000 square feet. The plant is expected to employ nearly 50,000 workers by next year and is investing approximately 20,000 crore rupees in this project. Over 80% of the output is destined for export markets. Vaishnav appreciated Gandhi's recognition of the Make in India initiative, stating that India is becoming a producer economy due to Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision. He also highlighted the electronics sector's role in creating large-scale blue-collar jobs for women, citing Foxconn's women-led mega factory as an example. So, Union Minister Ashwini Vaishnav recently thanking Rahul Gandhi for acknowledging the success of the much-touted Make in India program, highlighting Foxconn's significant role in creating jobs in India. Now, this comes after Rahul Gandhi praised Karnataka's ecosystem for Foxconn's new iPhone assembly unit, which has hired around 30,000 employees. We're given to understand mostly women within 8 to 9 months. For more on this, we have Pallavi Ghosh with us. Pallavi, how do you assess this?
Well, Rahul Gandhi has often landed him into a controversy because remember the last time round when Donald Trump had said that India was a failed economy, he had agreed with Donald Trump and he had facing a lot of flack because there were figures which were put out by the finance ministry, by the commerce ministry to show how the manufacturing sector had improved, how our exports were increasing, our imports were coming down and the economy was extremely robust. Now, again, when he was in Berlin, he again went and repeated the same thing, that there could be turbulence in India because like many other countries in the world, India's manufacturing has also dipped. There's joblessness. People are not getting jobs. Now, look at the kind of figures which have been put out by the government. What Ashwini Vaishnav has also put out, not only are more and more women getting jobs, that sector is booming, but there's foreign investment also coming in. Tesla, Apple, all of them are opening shops in many parts of the country, and they wouldn't do so if they had not seen India as a growing economy or as a robust market. So statistics and figures don't lie, and those are the ones which are being cited by the government to bust those claims which are being made by Rahul Gandhi.
Right, now if we were to just talk about this social media post, thank you Rahul Gandhi for acknowledging the success of Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji's Make in India program. Do you see this as sincere acknowledgement or a jibe?
I think it's a jibe, it's a sarcasm, which, because Rahul Gandhi again recently when he was in Berlin, when he was addressing the Indian diaspora, he made the same point that, China is overtaking many countries in the world, including India. Manufacturing is improving, and these are signs which we need to be worried about. That is where Ashwini Vaishnav has put out with figures, and again making the point that these figures are very much showing that how the Prime Minister's, many initiatives and policy decisions are the one which is India being put on the global map. And thank you so much for reminding the world about Modi's vision. That is what Ashwini Vaishnav is talking about.
All right, so there him saying thank you so much for finally acknowledging his vision. Now, of course, Rahul Gandhi said this is not just statistic, it's transformative job creation. He further added to that, we're talking about Rahul Gandhi here, what makes it even more powerful is that the unit is largely women-led. Now, that's an important aspect here as well, and we'll continue to bring you all reactions that come in for that. Also, let's shift our focus for now. We're getting some breaking news. Kashmir is set to witness heightened security vigilance ahead of the new year, with authorities taking measures to ensure the peaceful and orderly conduct of all scheduled events. The Inspector General of Police Kashmir was briefed by officers on the security arrangements and deployment plans for the same. Directions have been issued to complete all preparations in advance, with a focus on strengthening checkpoints, especially during night hours, and maintaining vigilance at vulnerable locations across the valley. This is the latest that we're getting right now. Kashmir to see heightened security ahead of the new year. Of course, lots of measures have been put in place in light of all that has transpired recently. Kashmir is set to witness heightened security vigilance. Authorities are taking measures to ensure peaceful, orderly conduct of all scheduled events. The Inspector General of Police of Kashmir was briefed by officers on the security arrangements, and deployment plans as well were given to understand. Directions have been issued to complete all these preparations in advance with a focus on strengthening checkpoints, especially during night hours. For more on this, we have Ishan Wani live with us. Ishan, thank you so much for joining me on the broadcast. Good morning. What can you tell us about the measures which are in place? Kashmir is set to witness heightened security vigilance.
Well, absolutely right, Haim. Because of the New Year and Christmas events and more events coming ahead of the security agencies and all of us, they have gathered and they have given some directions under which there will be strict vigilance maintained all of these important dates, and night patrolling will also be carried out. There are some inputs with the security agencies and security forces about the situation in Jammu and Kashmir, and to ensure that the situation does not derail, these inputs have been taken seriously, and a meeting was chaired by the Inspector General of Police yesterday in Srinagar, where all the officers we have been given to understand gave us their brief about how the situation and outlook is and how they are trying to ensure that all of these situations pass on peacefully. Now, there is no doubt that the enemy will always be at a keen watch to ensure that any such gap can be exploited. And that's why the police does not want to leave any chance or a gap for all these important dates to be exploited by them. And that's why a massive layer of security has been kept at certain important locations in the highway. The vehicles which are entering Kashmir are being checked thoroughly, particularly those vehicles which look suspicious. There are K9 sniffer dog squads which have been deployed at the highway for the first time. And other measures are also being taken, including night patrolling. So that's why, all of these arrangements are important. In coming days, you will see a heightened security arrangement in Jammu and Kashmir.
All right. Well, Ishan, thank you so much for bringing us the latest on this. Of course, we'll continue to keep a track on this also. Now, moving on, the Vijay Hazare Trophy witnessed a star-studded opening as Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli marked their return with commanding centuries. Rohit smashed 155 for Mumbai, while Kohli's classic 100 powered Delhi's chase. Take a look.
The opening day of the Vijay Hazare Trophy delivered a spectacle worthy of its reputation, blending record-breaking feats with the return of two modern-day greats to the domestic one-day arena. The spotlight firmly shifted in the second half of the day as Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli reminded everyone why they remain the biggest crowd pullers in Indian cricket. Rohit Sharma announced his return to the Vijay Hazare Trophy in emphatic fashion, smashing a breathtaking century for Mumbai against Sikkim in Jaipur. Playing his first match in the tournament in 7 years, the former India captain needed just 62 balls to reach his 100 while chasing a modest target of 236. Rohit's innings was a masterclass in control aggression, featuring trademark pulls, effortless lofted shots down the ground, and keen strikes over the ropes that made the chase a mere formality. Rohit eventually finished with the scintillating 155, underlining his supremacy in the 50-over format. As he inches closer to the 14,000 run mark in List A cricket, this knock marked his 37th List A 100 to go alongside his 33 international centuries for India. More than the numbers, it was the ease with which he dismantled the Sikkim bowling attack that stood out, signalling his seamless transition back into domestic cricket. Not to be outdone, Virat Kohli scripted his own comeback story later in the day in Bengaluru. Returning to the Vijay Hazare Trophy after a 15-year gap, Kohli produced a vintage innings while leading the chase of 299 against Andhra at the BCCI Centre of Excellence. Calm, authoritative and precise, Kohli brought up his 100 of 83 balls, controlling the chase with the assurance that has defined his career. This century was Kohli's 58th in List A cricket and his third 100 in just 4 innings since the South Africa series earlier this month. With his very first run of the innings, he also entered elite territory, becoming only the 9th player in history to complete 16,000 List A runs. And just the second Indian after Sachin Tendulkar to achieve the feat. Over 14,000 of those runs have come in India colours since his debut in 2008. As the dust settled on the dramatic opening day, the message was unmistakable. Records may come and go, but when Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli take centre stage, the game transcends statistics. Their returns did not just elevate the Vijay Hazare Trophy, they reaffirmed the enduring pull of experience, excellence, and two icons still very much at the peak of their powers.
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
get you the top focus story that we will be tracking in this bulletin. Tarique Rahman, the acting chairman of Bangladesh Nationalist Party, is set to return to Dhaka today after 17 years in exile amidst heightened security measures in the country. The airport and route to his residence have been turned into a fortress with a double-layer security cordon in place. His return is seen as a pivotal movement for the BNP, with the party mobilizing nationwide and expecting around 2 to 5 million supporters to gather for his welcome reception. Rahman's arrival comes ahead of the February 2026 general elections, and he is expected to take charge of the BNP's campaign. His mother, Khalida Zia, is currently ill, and Rahman's return is seen as a morale booster for the party. Government has assured security measures, and Rahman's itinerary includes visits to his mother's hospital, the National Memorial, and a reception venue. BNP sees Rahman's return as a chance to reassert its national presence, while intelligence agencies warn of a heightened risk of street mobilization. Party's future plans include pursuing institutional independence, transparency, and anti-corruption reforms in the country. Now, my colleague Siddhan Mishra spoke to BNP leader ABM Musharraf Hussain. Listen in to this conversation.
Watchdog investigation. Why to drag India in the first go? Do you agree to this position of the government?
Do you know the previous government like Aravalli, led by Sheikh Hasina? And the most of the criminal they already leave the Bangladesh for our neighboring country India.
Okay.
So it is the assumption most of the people of Bangladesh, the killer of Osman Faring, they leave the country and now they are staying in India. It is sourced by social media.
But on the basis of social media, your government also brought India into the picture. Do you find it a right decision to do that without getting the case properly investigated?
It is under investigation.
No, but the way Yunus government handled, because of the social media chatter, only the violence erupted in Dhaka, the arson took place, the media personnel were attacked, the media houses were burned.
We never support the attack of Porthomalu and Daily Star. We protest very strongly, and our party senior leader, they also sympathy about this incident. So we cannot accept such kind of accident.
Okay, so but you say that the India's name was brought into the picture only on the basis of social media chatter.
Now we want to cooperation from India side, but we think they are involved a lot of propaganda about Bangladesh.
Okay. No, I'm talking particularly about Usman Hadi's killing.
I don't know. It is under investigation. So next time I will talk about this matter.
Okay. Thank you. And sir, tomorrow, sir, Tarique Rahman is returning to Bangladesh. How is the how is the preparation going on for that? Is there going to be a large number of people gathering at the airport to welcome him? Talk to us a little bit about that.
The Tarique Rahman is the national leader, not only BNP, he is the leader of the nation. So then all the nation, they are waiting for Tarique Rahman, and they arrange a very big and huge reception in Dhaka. I mean, it is the very historical reception in the Bangladesh.
Okay. And if BNP wins the election, then Tarique Rahman will be the Prime Minister of Bangladesh?
Already we have decided if
nation and the world. Once again, we warmly welcome you all and wish everyone a blessed and joyous Christmas.
Lord God, heavenly King, Almighty God and Father, we worship you, we give you thanks, we praise you for are so glad to have you in our community this morning.
All right, those are visuals of Prime Minister Narendra Modi attending the Christmas morning service at the Cathedral Church of the Redemption in the national capital, along with a large congregation of Christians in the national capital, all of North India. Payal Mehta joins us with more details. We see prayers, carols, hymns, special prayers being sung. The Prime Minister in attendance there. Payal, what more details can you share with us? Is he still there?
Well, the Prime Minister in fact left from there a short while ago is what we're given to understand, but this was